Hey guys, it's me, Shane Kadar, and I just wanted to give you an update. My skin is gleaming. I am glowing. I'm kidding. I actually did feel really good about myself because when I first got out of BMT, or basic military training, my skin was looking crazy and like sagging and like very textured and like very wrinkly, and I'm still in the process of getting it together, but now I feel better about myself and capable of being on camera. And it's a good feeling. But I wanted to talk about just life. I just want to give you an update. So today's update is I'm gonna let you know about all of my first impressions, my experiences so far, because I haven't been in the military for very long, and I'm still not in the actual active duty operational Air Force yet. I'm currently in training school right now, but I've been here for about 3 months, not at training school, but so basic military training is 2 months, and then you go on to training for my aircraft that I'm working on. It's for like 4 months, so it's like August, September, October, November, 4 months. So basically 6 months of training. First impressions is Air Force is like, it's people want to say it's like super easy, but like if you have never had any military service prior to going to basic military training, it can be rattling. That is the word I'm looking for, rattling. It can be rattling because you've never been here, you've never been in a place where everyone like is just screaming at you, and like it's wild, but you can get through it. You can get through it if you just keep the faith and you keep pushing. So as soon as you get off the bus, it's just like what my parents said, you're gonna get yelled at. They're waiting. As soon as you get there, they're like, okay, you're here in basic military training. You're about to go through this, through some pain before you get the gains, I guess. But I heard that it would be cliquish. It does become cliquish because a lot of the people there are 17, 18, like they're still teenagers. They're adults, but they're still teenagers, so they still behave like teenagers, and they still behave like they're in high school. So people do perform cliques, people do bully, they do stupid things, they do stupid pranks, they act like children. So if you're a 20-something and you're going in, be prepared for that, because that will be annoying, and you'll be like, oh my God, I just went back to high school. Because the people make it high school. Also, you will get tan lines, a farmer's tan. You need to wear sunscreen. It don't matter how dark your skin is. Wear some sunscreen. 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 Wear it. Because if you don't, your skin will sag off of your face and you'll be wrinkly, and then you will cry whenever you look in the mirror. So wear some sunscreen, and bring the sunscreen with you. Bring SPF 100. Not the 50, not the 70, not the 30, the 100, because you will be out there. And I was in this year in 2022, summer of 2022, it was a drought. And it still is a drought in Texas. So it was above 100 degrees consecutively, and you go out and you feel like you're going to die. And it's a trial. It's a trial you have to earn your way through. And I'm still working on earning my way through tech school. So the fight is not over. The fight is never over. But I've made friends. I made friends through BMT that I'm still in touch with here at tech school. Tech school is jaw-droppingly different from basic military training, because in BMT, it's very, very structured. It's very, very rigorous in your physical activity, but also what they're throwing at you mentally, with the mental stressors and the tests, the mental tests that they're doing, and then also just the information that they're throwing at you when you do go to class to learn things. It's more, of course, it's more physically demanding in BMT than in training school, but when you go from BMT to training school, you're shocked because you feel like you're coming from this environment where everything is laid out. All of your schedule is laid out on a sheet of paper. You wake up at this time, you go here at this time, you march everywhere, you do everything is orderly. And then when you come to tech school, at least this tech school that I'm at, everything is still orderly, but you have to make sure that you're on time. You have to march yourselves, and it's not an MTL marching you. If you're in a small, they call it a SMU, I think it's a small unit, and that's when you're marching yourselves to and from the dining facility and your hangar where you're actually learning things. And yeah, because it's not a flight is going to be 13 people or more. When it's 12 or less, or between 5 and 12, that is a group or a unit. And then when it's 5 or less than 5 people, that's a detail. When it's 5 or less, it's a detail. But anyway, when you're marching, you are in control of yourselves. And I'm just saying that, like, you have to keep your military bearing and your own discipline within yourself when no one's watching you, or when you think no one's watching you, because someone is always watching you. I have come to see this, and I've come to know this, is that you're always being watched. Also in BMT, if you're in quote unquote Disneyland, it's not Disneyland. Don't think you're going to Disneyland. It's not freaking Disneyland. But when you go to quote unquote Disneyland, which is basically the newer construction buildings, because they have Alcatraz, they call it Alcatraz. Alcatraz is the older buildings. They are probably older than my grandmother, and they might have some asbestos, I don't know, but Lord Jesus, you don't want to have to go to Alcatraz, because them buildings are old and you got to wash your clothes outside, and you got to walk to go wash your clothes outside. Whereas that's what they call it Disneyland, because the new buildings, the washing machines and the dryers are inside of the building. They're inside of your actual dorm, so you don't have to go that far to get your clothes clean. But my point is that when you're in the dorms, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Anyway, moving on to the next topic, which is maintaining your mental strength and your mental health. It is so important. That is, I would say, just as important as the physical aspect of it, which is eating healthily while you're there. They will have options in the dining facility at BMT to eat unhealthy things, but they're not going to be as abundant, and you really want to make sure you're eating lots of vegetables and drinking lots of water, because it gives you the energy. When you eat actual fruits and vegetables and produce, you get the energy to last all day, because you wake up at 5:45. It's usually between 5 a.m. and 5:45 a.m. every day, and then you're constantly doing something, and you're following orders. You're being ordered around all day until it can be, if they have a meeting, if the MTL or if the MTI comes in, the military instructor comes in, because they can, if they want to, and they can do drills, they can do they can use military training, what is it called? They call it military training tools. They can, like, make you do push-ups and stuff. They can or whatever, or they can make you do stuff like fold clothes, or make you all line up and do something, I don't know, whatever, call you to the day room. they can do that all the way up until I believe it's like 8 o'clock. So it's like, what is that, 12, 15? Yeah, that's like 15 hours that you're most likely going to be doing stuff. But I think that the biggest thing that I'm learning just now after getting out of BMT is that you're coming into a losing battle. So no matter how well you perform, the point is to stress you out and to see how you can handle the stress, because if you can't handle working under stress, then they don't want you in the military, because you're not going to be able to perform. So just know that you're coming into a losing battle, and then let your goal be to just keep pushing, just get through, and just keep your morale up. But for me, I think what I struggled with and what made it miserable for me is that I thought that I had to be perfect. So I was always trying to be like perfect, keep all of my T's crossed, all of my I's dotted. I wanted to have everything folded, looking perfect, crisp. I wanted to always make sure I was shaved, like everything. So I was always busy. I was always keeping myself busy when they weren't there, because I was like, oh my God, when they come back, I'm going to be perfect. Like everything is going to be together, period. But sometimes, even when you do everything perfectly, they're just going to mess it up. They're going to take your bed and flip it. Or or if you're getting an inspection, they're going to just unbutton your duffel bag and be like, that was unbuttoned. You get a demerit, and you're like, like stuff like that. So just stressors. So be ready for the stressors. But right now, in training school, I'm basically just managing my own time. And the challenge with that is that sometimes I would say on the weekends, that's when you have the free time, because during the weekday, Monday through Friday, you don't really have that much free time. I'm on the swing shift right now, so you really only have, if you're getting a full 8 hours of sleep, at night, when you wake up, you only have about 3.5 hours. So 4 hours total between when you wake up and then when you have to be ready to march off in the super flight over to training school, or over to the hangar. So you only have like 3.5 hours to read all of this material, because if you keep yourself up late at night, and I've seen some of my cohorts do it, it's not good for your health. If you keep yourself up like late at night, and then you wake up also early the next day, and then we have physical training, and then you also have to stay up all the way up until 11:30 at night when they release us, and then we go back over to the dormitory at midnight or a little bit past midnight, and then you're gonna fall asleep at 12:30 or 1. Usually most people fall asleep around like 1:30. You're not getting a lot of sleep, and you're not gonna remember all the information. So really it just boils down to time management, using timers, and specifically saying I'm gonna study for 15 minutes. I use the Pomodoro technique. So study for 15 minutes, and then you rest for 5 minutes. So you just keep flip-flopping, and you use timers to keep yourself on track. And then I like to count how many pages I have to read, and then divide that up by how many minutes I have of time. So it's usually like, I'll have like, if it's like 3.5 hours, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's like 200 minutes or something like that, or 180 minutes. So then I divide it up, and it's like, it turns out to be like 7.5 minutes per page. But I'll try to read through and write all my outlines in 4 minutes, and then answer all the homework questions after that, after finishing reading all the pages. So it's basically just time management. And what can really hurt you on the weekends is if you don't set aside a specific time or amount of time to study. So hopefully this is helpful. Also, if you're my friends or family, what's up? Thanks for watching the video. That's what's going on with me. I'm still over in Texas. Just enjoying myself when we have free time. Right now we have a 4-day weekend, so I'm gonna have me some fun. I got that drip. Got that drip drip. I went shopping yesterday. Gonna study today. And I'm just gonna make the best of it and have fun. Within reason, of course. Thanks for watching my video. That's the latest update. I hope I got everything. If not, hit me up, comment, ask me questions, DM me on Instagram, I guess. I'll check. I don't be on there, but I'll check. But yeah. Peace!